morning, everyone. Welcome to my unboxing and a quick setup for the new WEN 2250 right here. Just got these the other day. Actually ordered 2 of them, and to go along with that we have this parallel connection kit, so right there. So I know there's been a few unboxing videos of these, so we're not going to spend a lot of time talking while we're doing this. I have a Coachman travel trailer. The wife and I wanted to make sure that we would have the ability to operate off the grid. So after much review, inspections, and trying to decide exactly what I wanted the 3800. The price was kind of keeping me from buying it. They were still at about $750. These little generators intrigued me for 2 different reasons. Number one, the price. They were on sale, so I was able to get both of these for $3.85 a piece, and I was also able to get something that's not quite as heavy as the 3500. So as opposed to 100 pounds, I now have 2 generators that are 47 pounds a piece. Granted, I wouldn't really particularly have that much trouble with a generator that was 100 pounds, but my wife doesn't weigh much more than 100 pounds herself, and so it was a concern for us going forward. So we opted for these. So there we go. There's number 1. There's number 2. And of course, with 2 generators, you do have the redundancy if one should happen to quit running of having a second one. And that was important to me. So, see right now, I've got redundancy, right? 2 fill funnels for the oil, 2 tool kits, so I want to point out one thing. There's always a big discussion on all the videos about where these are manufactured. So if you'll see here on the front of the box, made in Vietnam, or Vietnam, depending on how you want to pronounce it. The 30 amp parallel kit right here actually looks pretty handy. Not much to it though, a little surprising. I can get it open, take the cover off, and this is what you have for connections on the back side. 2 grounds, and then your connections on the front. So what I need right here, the 30 amp for my travel trailer, and then of course your regular connector for 120 volt. So today we're going to run through getting these set up. We're going to test run them today because here at the end of July 2021, it has been hot. You got to have that air conditioner running in the travel trailer. You know, in the comment section after a lot of those unpacking videos, the people all want to ask all of these questions, right? Well, just about every one of the questions that they ask are answered right here. Now, hard copy I do have because I bought these, but you can go to the website, and the website has these digital PDF documents. So quite honestly, all of those people asking questions could go right there and answer them. So I'm going to start off by showing you a few of these things right here. Everybody always wants to know, right? So here we go. This can pretty much show you all the specs, right? All the safeties. And I know, you're right, this is boring, but there we go. That's what it looks like with all of its bits and pieces. What's on the front panel? Synthetic 5W30 oil, all temperature ranges for operation. So that's what we're going to use. So step one in operating this generator is to check the oil level, right? So these are shipped without oil. We have to put oil in them to begin. It does have an oil level shutdown to protect it in case it's low. It says, you see people trying to open these little covers, right? Right here it says use a coin. Turn the screw 1/4 turn clockwise, then remove the access cover. So let's do that first. I want to see what's in this toolkit. Sorry. Well, not much. I wouldn't depend on the toolkit to save you. Whenever I travel with the travel trailer and the truck, I always bring my full set of tools and make sure that I have all the tools I need to do all the basic maintenance on the trailer and the truck in case I get into a bind. Now I gotta go find a coin. So I have a quarter. We're going to go right down here and open this puppy up. They say a quarter turn clockwise, right? So quarter turn clockwise. Look at there, amazing. It opened right up. So pretty convenient. Of course, that's the fill. They come with this because you know that is not easy to get to without some help. Check and add fuel. The capacity of the fuel tank is 1.19 gallons. This is not a 2-cycle engine, so you don't have to mix any oil with it. Ground the generator. Another question that people ask. Ground the generator by tightening the ground nut on the front control panel against a grounding wire. The generally accepted grounding wire is a number 12 American wire gauge stranded copper wire. The grounding wire should be connected to the other end, a copper, brass, or steel grounding rod that is driven to the earth. Wire and grounding rods are not included with the generator. So guess what? Something else you've got to go get. If you look online, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, all of those have what you need to either build your own or you can buy one that's already made for you. So they talk about high altitude operation. They talk about starting the generator. So pretty straightforward. There are plenty of other videos out there, people showing you what they have to do to start it, right? So they do have a nice little page right here when they're talking about the wattage, these 2250s. I'm going to show you this real quick. This page is also available in their PDF. It shows different pieces of equipment and what their rated or running watts and surge or starting watts is. So the eco mode, this generator is equipped with an eco mode idle control switch. The switch allows the system to regulate the engine speed and automatically adjust its fuel consumption to match the required load. When the electrical load changes, the generator engine will automatically speed up and slow down as needed. Keep this switch engaged only when the power load requirement is less than 1350 watts or 75% of the rated watts. Do not engage the eco mode switch when the total load is more than 1350 watts. It must run at full speed to supply power for anything over 1350 watts. So, in parallel operation, which we were talking about a minute ago, the parallel connection ports allow you to connect two WEN generators to increase the total available electrical power. We have that kit, just showed you a minute ago, right here, nice and handy. So, in case of an overload, if you're using it and you're drawing too much, at 4 to 10% over the rated watts, the overload light will flash. At 10 to 18% over the rated watts, it will stay on for 16 seconds and the output will be cut off. At more than 18% over the rated watts, the overload light will stay on for 3 seconds and the output will be cut off. So that's the overload protection for the generator so that you don't burn it out. Some notes about max cord length. So, you know, we always want to plug in, and hey, I've got a lot of really small ones, but I did go out and buy a really nice 12 wire gauge extension cord. This just gives you a quick look at how long your cord can be. So, to shut these down, there's two options. They always say never to start these generators with anything plugged in, and they also say never shut one down with anything plugged in. So you need to turn off whatever you got connected to it before you start it up and before you shut it down. So with any of these generators, they always want you to let them run on a no load for a few minutes to get everything stabilized. Turn the engine switch to the off position, close the vacuum relief valve on the top of the fuel can, and it will continue to run until the most of the fuel in the carburetor is consumed. The engine will shut off automatically. This helps prevent the carburetor from being clogged by stale fuel, extending your generator's lifespan. So the key to that is most of the fuel. There have been other people commented on reviews that you need to go in and drain the carburetor fuel, the float bowl yourself, if you want to make sure you get it all out. True enough. However, if you're in a hurry, like most of us are, and you don't want to wait for it to automatically shut down, their manual shut-off feature, which is described right here in Figure 13, will allow you to shut it off immediately. So, once again, if you're shutting it off for the day and you're going to run it the next day, just turn it off. Leave the fuel in the float bowl. Once again, these generators will be hot after you've run them. Just be aware of that and make sure that you use caution whenever you're handling them after they've been running. So, maintenance, right? Engine oil, every 8 hours, check it. Every 25 hours, replace it. The air filter, every 3 months or 50 hours, check it and clean it. Spark plugs, every 6 months or 100 hours, check and clean and change. Fuel, check it every 8 hours, and before you store it, drain the fuel out of this generator. The carburetor says to drain it every 8 hours or daily, or as necessary. And the spark arrestor, every 6 months or 100 hours, check it and clean it. So basically, important generator maintenance tips: drain your carburetor after each use and before storage to prevent it from clogging. Do not store the generator with fuel inside the tank for more than 2 months. And run the generator for at least 15 minutes every month to maximize its lifespan. So clean the generator to prevent improper operation or machine damage from dirt and debris. Inspect all ventilation openings on the generator. These openings must be kept clean and unobstructed. If the generator becomes dirty, use a damp cloth to wipe the exterior surfaces or a soft bristle brush to loosen dirt and oil, and a vacuum to pick up loose dirt. Use low air pressure not to exceed 25 psi to blow away the dirt. We go on to check the oil, how to drain the carburetor. Instructions are in there. Very concise. I'm not going to read through all of those, but you can see right there. Tell you how to do it and where it's at. Once again, drain and change the oil according to the maintenance schedule. Spark plug maintenance, the spark arrestor, transportation and storing. They also suggest, which is highly recommended in my opinion, if you're going to have fuel in the generator for short periods of 30 to 60 days, add fuel stabilizer. Follow suggested portions and instructions on the stabilizer. Run the engine for 15 to 20 minutes, allowing the fuel stabilizer to mix with the gasoline and circulate through the carburetor. Then top it off. For extended periods over 60 days, drain the fuel tank and the carburetor and change the engine oil. So a few comments about fuel. Let's get back here. The recommended fuel information is of course only use fresh gasoline, a minimum of an octane 87 rating. Performs best with ethanol-free gasoline. Do not use gasoline with over 10% ethanol. So those are the recommendations, the troubleshooting guides in the back, of course, wiring diagram, exploded view, and parts list. So it shows me right now that even though I was going to go ahead and run this today, I need to pick up a couple of things. I made the assumption that although I needed to add oil, it would come with oil. It did not do that, so I need to go pick up some 5W30 synthetic. However, let's go through the setup, the attachment of the parallel kit. Let me put this back on. It's right back in there, right back in there. US quarter, counterclockwise, and it's closed. Pretty straightforward. All right, move that over there. Get our tool kit, other fuel, oil fill. Put these tools away. So it comes with a Phillips screwdriver. Probably wouldn't trust this much farther than I can throw it, although I can throw it quite a ways. Spark plug wrench and an 8 and 10 millimeter. Oh man, I probably wouldn't trust that either very far. It looks like it's just basically stamped out of some metal. Although it probably would work just fine for this generator. I don't envision you having to do any severe mechanical maintenance with that. But like I said, I carry my own craftsman's tools with me whenever I'm traveling, just in case. All right, let's turn these puppies around. One there, one there. We'll make a couple of comments. They really do make it easy for you, you know, even if you really can't read. If you can see the pictures and follow the step-by-step, you don't even have to have the manual for the very basics of operation. Let me show you this. This little guy right here. So there we go. Step by step, how to get that puppy running. Okay, we're coming up on 20 minutes, so let me finish this up. Nobody likes to sit here for very long and watch these. I usually try not to do one for more than 10 minutes just because of that fact. But it took a little bit extra today. So these are Velcroed together for storage. Storage compartment on the back. Like I said before, we have these two on the front. This will be the 30 amp I'll use for the trailer. Believe me, I'm no electrician. So you see right here we have the parallel connectors on this side. Parallel connectors on this side, right? This is all pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is red to red, black to black, and then our ground, right? It's going to go right here. Take that off. Nice little lock nut. That goes on. That goes on like that. Like that. And we tighten that up. And then exactly the same over here. Put that to the side. Red to red. Black to black. Plugged in, and when these are all running, should be up to 4,500 watts. So, or as surge, and then up to 1,800 running. So 3,600, which would give me more than enough to power my air conditioning and everything I have in my travel trailer. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, subscribe. If you have comments, please leave them below. And like I said, that's pretty much it. My two WEN 2250s, my parallel kit. Like I said, I think I'll be pretty satisfied with this based on all the other reviews I've seen on them. And yeah, thanks for watching.